Well, to look more closely at Japan's Tankan survey, I'm joined by Takuji Okubo, chief Japan economist at Societe Generale in Tokyo. Okubo-san, thank you very much for being with us. This was worse than expected. How worrying is the pessimism that we see in the report?
Right. Well, you know what? I don't think we should actually see the pessimism. Yes, the decline in June was worse than the market expected, but we are still seeing manufacturers and non-manufacturing expecting and forecasting their profit and the business confidence to recover, more or less in a V-shaped form. So I don't think we should actually take those numbers badly.
Right, because perhaps we should be focusing on this forward-looking part of the survey that shows that you've got a couple more optimists there. So you note that production and shipments of capital goods have now exceeded the pre-quake level. You just said you expect the V-shaped recovery to continue. Does this mean that the quake and the fallout from that has just caused a temporary hurdle for the Japanese economy?
Yeah, exactly. Japan was on track for good growth at the beginning of the year. Earthquake and all the disaster kind of stopped the progress, but it's relatively a minor blip. You might find me saying minor blip, calling the earthquake minor blip as something calling it too small. But the business confidence DI dropped to -50 at the height of a Lehman shock. So compared to that, dropped to a -9, and with expected recovery, a V-shaped recovery, it's relatively a minor setback for Japanese manufacturers.
You've even pointed in your notes here to the reason why exports have slowed, because this has caused some Japanese companies to move their exports overseas. Is that going to be something that's permanent, that could have a lasting effect, or are they going to bring that production back to Japan as soon as they can?
Right. So initial performance of export were a bit disappointing. So export kept on declining through March, April, and through mid-May. And then, but then in June, we already have the first 10-day result of the export, and we are actually seeing export recovering very quickly. So May export was declining 10% year-on-year in May, for the month of May. But for the first 10 days of June, the decline has actually shrunk to just -1%. So in June, we are actually seeing a fairly robust recovery in export.